Okay, hopefully that's recording. Okay, like I was saying, today is a very special session because this is part of our celebrations for Mohanji's birthday, which is in just 2 days on Feb 23rd. So this episode, this sharing will be part of our offering of gratitude to beloved Mohanji for his endless grace and love to all of us. To make this episode really special, we have two very beautiful women here with us. And I'm really excited because they will be sharing their transformative journeys since they've connected with Mohanji. So, welcome Vandana, welcome Poonam. Vandana Bansal is from California, and Poonam Lomore is from Michigan. So we have people from both sides covering the country. And just wanted to say a few words about Vandana and Poonam. Vandana has a PhD in chemistry and is a practicing intellectual property lawyer, practicing for about 15 years now. And Poonam, she has a master in statistics and is working for a pharma company. So you can see these are very beautiful, intelligent women here with us, and they're making a mark in the world. And in spite of their achievements, what stands out to me is that they have pure hearts. So I feel like what better to offer Mohanji, because really what can you offer your guru? Nothing other than a pure heart. So I'm very excited. So please welcome both of you on behalf of everybody. And I invite you, Poonam, to please share with us your offering and your journey.
Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you for the introduction and allowing me to do this. Jai Mohanji, everyone. Jai Mohanji. Okay, so most of you, first of all, he said the transformation is like I'm coming and speaking. Before connecting to Mohanji, I think I'll think so many times, should I go or should I not go? So that's the biggest transformation in me, but that I'm coming and speaking in front of everyone. So I know Mohanji from 2015, 2016, he came here also, but I was so busy in my life that I never paid that much. But my journey started in 2020 when COVID hit, and I have time for, to go to connect to myself with him. And especially like he's like, okay, now it's too much enjoyment. Let's connect connect to us. So before Mohanji, I would say I was really heavy sometime. The heaviness is that, and I'm in 2020, even like physical transformation, the weight wise also, and the lightness has come from the heart also after connecting with Mohanji. Like how I say that heaviness means like everything affects me. If somebody says something, I keep thinking, why is it like this? So you became heavy, you just like too much going on in your head and heart or something. And with his connection and with the awareness with Father is giving, it just became light. I don't care. Probably now. That's what I say. Like I'll just follow the heart more, feel more, and then go for it. So when it started, like exactly when it started is when we you like Tina is here, through which I got connected to Manji. And there was always a pull which pulls me whenever she conducts a meditation, so I used to go and do it. One time, the first experience I had is like I'm teaching kids in temple, and I was like, okay, we'll do meditation with them, and there are 4-year-olds kids are also there. So one day, like, okay, we'll do freedom meditation, and I started with the kids. First time I did know somebody's are opening eyes and all that stuff was happening. But on that day, I sincerely prayed to Mohanji that Mohanji, can you please bless these kids today? And we are doing like from that heart. And I started meditation, and after a few minutes I feel like, somebody had put a hand on my head. And so, like, all of a sudden my eyes open, and I see even the 4-year-old was sitting quiet, closing their eyes still. I'm like, oh, and why did I feel the hand on my, and it was such a beautiful experience within 10 minutes. That's the first one, would say. After that there are a lot of, and I can talk like for longer. And then I discussed with Tina that this is what I feel, and that's what she said. When you do selflessly, he's always there to support you, and that's from where it started. Like, okay, I know what my purpose. It's gotten clear, and step by step, nothing happened in one day, but it lot of, slowly it's going on. And yeah, so that lightness is always, I feel. And when then we were chanting, and we were trying everything in during the COVID time. And there come the invitation for 41-day meditations. And there was like, okay, something from inside, you have to do it. And always it's like someone wakes me up. I feel like someone wakes me up, is waking me up every day. Like, okay, get up and do it. And I did like 41 days for that. And that's where, like, every part of my life I've seen in that meditation and blessed it, and became more lighter. And that's where it started, my journey started for this. And then you go through a lot of math-3s, because at that time we were all inside. We were just, that's the best time, I would say, for my physical and my spiritual transformation, for that, I would say. And so let's keep on going. And I started thinking about volunteering and all my, I get connected to it more. And then there come the time when the Shirdi retreat, because I really wanted to go and see him. And, at that time, the Shirdi retreat announced, and I was like, okay, I have to go for this. And there again, the obstacles were there. Nothing is easy, you will get. But with his grace and all, and I went to Shirdi. And fortunately, I get some time to talk to him. And at that time, he told me that keep your connection strong, okay? Work on your connections, and that's what you have to do. Keep your connection with me. And that's what I said. Okay, this is the message for me, and I have to do. And that connection with Mohanji, and the awarenesses, then empowerment, means all that, wherever. So the guidance keeps on coming to me, even, small or big. Like, either I call somebody, or like this family also is, or somebody. So somewhere and something, he always there with you, guiding you. And I keep working on the connections, doing meditations, doing another activity, whichever I could do within the time. And so it's, and people start seeing the changes also. Like, when people come and say, like, oh, you became fearless, you don't that's also one thing. Because I don't know, like, I'll just go in front and talk now, wherever, like, I feel like I don't think I speak my heart out. And that's what people say, like, you have come out of your shell or something. So all these are very good. Like, I feel good also. And yeah. And the thing is, like, whenever, it's not like the things are not happening, but the awareness what Father has given, it's like you step back for a second, and you think, okay, what should I do now? Shall I react? Means that there is something inside which directs you, which always there. So even like if you're thinking something, the guidance come either through like a quote, or I end up watching some video where he gives the answer, or somebody I call, or someone calls me to think. So somewhere or another the guidance come. Even the smallest thing is like, I tell you example, which most of like, we have our book Power of Purity. If something happens, I'll just open and get it. So one day I didn't feel like exercising, or being lazy or something. And to my surprise, I opened that book, and the exact thing was there. Someone have asked the question, Father, I don't feel like doing something in the morning, and I feel lethargic. So what should I? It's like, if you don't have a illness, it's your tamas. So he keeps saying that it doesn't let you go in tamas. He's like, get up and do. So that's so many examples. And one time also, like when my I have a time, so I was doing my physical transformation. I've been connected to a community where I was doing, and there also come like there was a challenge came, okay, which was really stuck to me. So I was like, okay, let's try that, and I was doing it, and somehow I reached to the final, and it was a plank challenge. And whenever I do this type of thing, it's boring, right? You're just standing like this. So I watched some of the video of father, and I like as soon as my YouTube also suggests, so I started. I think that was the Diwali video which I was watching, and the thing come to my mind, and which was ringing in my mind at that time was like the fear of failure make you lose. And I was like, okay, what is this going on? And I was like, I keep going and keep going, and that's the only thing. Or like, don't fear, just keep going. And I don't know, he took over. What happened? I didn't even know how I did. Now I can't do this, and at that time also I don't do it. I did 30 minutes of it, and got it the first prize. I'm like, what did you take away from me? I don't know. But when you call him, he's there. Whenever with, as he said, when your mind is with me, your heart is with me, you are there. And his one liner, whenever he say I'm with you, he always mean it, and that's what I feel always. Yeah. So there has been so many examples which I could give about father. If anyone have question, you can ask me. But and one of the profound one also, I'll tell you, like one day, like we were chanting, and Tina used to tell me always, like, okay, you're connected, you should apply for consciousness kriya. And somewhere in my mind, like, no, it's like commitment, something was pulling me, and I was like, yeah, I'll think about, we'll do. And one day we were chanting, and like after 15-20 minutes of chant, my body used to become still. And that time, like last 10 minutes or something, I saw a flash of father's face, and with like bright light, you know and I I became like my body, I can feel my body, and I feel like too much stillness. Means I can't explain that state or something. And I just want to be there. No, don't want to come out or something. And but then Tina was asking me, Poonam, and like I feel like she was saying, I'm on the top of mountain or somewhere, and she was down below, and very hardly I stumbled on the phone and said, like, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I stayed in that state for quite some time. I didn't want to get up, but we have to because of the family and the work. And next day when I talked to her, like, okay, why were you asking me? I was in deep, I was gone, something like that happened. I don't know what was that, but it was pleasant. Whatever, it was good. So then she's like, no, I've been reminded again at that time that you should apply for consciousness kriya. And I was like, okay, there's nothing direct can come, with this experience. And that's what I do. Like sometime in consciousness kriya also, after that I'll keep sitting, and just didn't want to get up, and just that bliss comes, so this is what, like, more laughter in life, more lightness came for my transformation. And I'm ready to take whatever comes from it. Like whatever, if I don't even know, I'll like, okay, let's try, let's do it, like this, I'll try to come and challenge, or come out of the comfort zones, and do whatever I could in my capacity. So yeah, so that's it from my side. I think one I can go on. I may not stop.
Actually, and thank you, Poonam. Firstly, I wanted to say that, women just make it sound so simple. And when I heard you, the only thing that struck me is that, Poonam, you make it sound so simple, your transformation. And yeah, I can feel a lightness, and I'm sure everybody else here feels that too. Um, and I think that's something to acknowledge, that women tend to make things so easy. I mean, you have a family, you're a working woman, you have two kids, and they're teenagers. One is a teenager. So, um, kudos to you, really, I just felt like, wow, really, women just make everything seem so simple and
I think
easy.
for me, it's a grace. I don't know what good I have done, maybe in past or somewhere that I got connected. And that's all Father's grace. Thank you. I always just say thank you to him.
I wanted to ask you, Poonam, you mentioned, right, that Mohanji said, keep your connection strong when you met him in Shirdi. Keep your connection with me. That one line is sort of, I think, carried you through. So I wanted to know, how is it that you keep that connection? How do you maintain your connection with him?
So I try to occupy my mind with him more than anything else. That's what I like, doing either meditation, listening to him, reading about him, talking about him. So that's where I focus my mind on, not another thing, but on that. That's, and talk. I generally talk. I have pictures over my work area. If some, even I talk about work also to him, if I'm stuck somewhere. So it's like I don't need another person to say something to it. Now whatever is him. So that's where I keep my connection with him in my heart and mind. Yeah.
Do you ever feel like that connection gets weak or tested for you? Have you ever experienced that?
I've tested, um I don't know. I have not been touch wood. Please don't test me. Also, I have not about it. But yeah, weakness is like, sometimes you became busy, and then you're troubled, and then like what's happening. But and when you go back, it's again it's fine, because that all things comes. So yeah, I think that I'm for me it's everything. Even I listen to bhajans and all that, his, or listen to his talk at least, so then something will come out with stuck. For every video, it's not one time. I don't know how many times I watched it. So so, so
So,
I make sure, like, even if like someone says me something, as like, okay, father, what should I do now? It's like, and then some awareness will come, some whatever I've heard, something will come to my mind, and some voice also comes, like, stop, doesn't bother, don't need to this anything, leave it. So like this also things comes up, so
wonderful. Really, thank you so much, Poonam. I feel like I took away from you the lightness that you have experienced. And I think that's the joy of this kind of experience sharing, or just all of us sharing, is really to learn and inspire each other. I feel like, I just from your lightness, I feel light. So I think
and I
that.
see the same heaviness in the people. I was like, it's not worth it, man. I've gone through this, but it's everybody's journey. I think, once they need, you have to go through that also to understand this lightness also. So I guess, so it's everybody's journey is there. So okay.
Yeah, and I have to mention that I'm amazed that while doing a 30-minute plank, firstly, I mean,
Yeah, I don't know how I
incredible.
did.
I mean,
That's also his grace.
I'm
He took
still
over
thinking
from
about that.
me.
I'm still
yeah,
thinking 30-minute plank.
yeah,
It's
like, I mean, I
incredible.
can barely do a 30-second plank, so wow.
Yeah, that I'm saying, like, from physical to spiritual, every transformation happened in that time, because that time was, I know it's turbulent, but for me somehow it's a transformation time. The 2020 is transformation. So I did top to bottom transformation for myself.
Wow.
So,
Wonderful. Really, Poonam, it was such a pleasure and an honor that you came here and shared your lightness with us. So thank you. And
thank you for
please,
having me.
we'll open it up for questions at the end if anybody wants. But now I invite Vandana to please share with us your offering.
Thank you, Runa. Thank you, Poonam. Jai Mohanji, everyone. I have to go after the 30-minute plank, so I'm still thinking about that. But my journey has been not as long as Poonam's with Mohanji, but it has been very intense. I've been associated or under Baba's wings for almost 12 years. And Mohanji appeared in my life in 2019 after I asked Baba for a living guru. And I specifically asked Baba for a living guru who also believed in Baba or who also followed Baba. So I had very specific requirement. And sure enough, I found Mohanji. Mohanji has been in my life since 2019. But because I had been associated with Baba for so long, and Baba was like everything to me, still is, I respected both the masters, but I couldn't see them as one. I think I was so close to Baba that the thought of another master was almost like replacing Baba. And that used to become a very hard thing for me. And I used to feel like I'm not being honest. And so so for me, the journey was really to see them as one. And the transformation in me was really to see them and all masters as one, and not just feel that thinking of Mohanji was like replacing Baba with Mohanji. And that didn't happen overnight. It did take some time. I love Mohanji as much as Baba, but I just could not see them together. I don't know if it makes sense. When I would pray, I would have that conflict in me. When I would meditate, I would have that conflict in me. And I wanted to not have that conflict because the conflict takes away from the concentration and the purity of thought. But I didn't know how to get over it because it was mostly like an internal struggle. But then I've had many experiences. With Baba, I've had several shockingly profound experiences. But with Mohanji, after Mohanji came in my life, and like I talked about this conflict that I had experiences where that inner transformation happened, where I don't even know how that happened or when that happened, but I found myself not having that conflict anymore. And that was that was because of the experiences I had. And I've actually had many, and maybe I'll highlight some today. I had experiences with 3 of the MCBs that I've been associated with. I have visited 2, and the third one is the MCB in Canada, the Dattatreya one, and the MCB in Scotland, where I was there for the Prantatishta, and the MCB Virginia, where I was there last September. And I've had experiences in all the 3 places. But today I wanted to highlight the one I had in 2021. I had that experience with the MCB Toronto, the Dattatreya one. And this experience is very hard. I'm talking about it for the first time, but I think like Baba says, share your experiences. And that's why I'm talking about this today. The Mohanji Center, Dattatreya, I have sort of known Mahesh Bhalirao-ji, but not like I had never personally met him. And I just had known of him. And in 2018, I had a health scare, and he had done some homa for me. And that's how I knew about him. And then 2020, COVID happened. And in 2021 May, during the peak of COVID, I lost my mom to COVID. And my mom was in Delhi, and she got COVID. And it was the time when there were no cylinders, there were no beds in the hospitals. It was very crazy. And so she suffered, and we couldn't find treatment for her. And so she passed away. And so being here in COVID, obviously I wasn't able to go see her. It was a very difficult time. And my mother was a very religious person, and all her life she had, prayed, and Hanumanji is our Kul Devata. And so she had always prayed to Hanumanji. But in the last few years, she had gotten close to Shirdi Baba because of me, because I had gotten close to Shirdi Baba. So she saw the experiences I was having. So she also got close to Shirdi Baba. And so when she passed away, I was very distraught, and I was, and she was like a very religious person. She used to fast for 4 months. She would fast for every year. And she used to, she was very particular about what she ate, and cleanliness, and sattvic food, and things like that. So when she passed away, there was nobody near her because she had COVID, and people were like, like old people were not able to get attention during COVID. So I just had so much of that turmoil in me because of what she had gone through. And I really wanted her to have a peaceful a transition. And because of the way she was, and like I said, like, she's very, very religious person. She was also very strong. She had raised 5 children by herself. I lost my father very early on when I was very little. So, a lot was going on in my mind. So I prayed to Baba. I went to Baba and I said, I need to know that you took her in your light, that she didn't go in the dark. It was killing me that, because I've heard of all these stories that, Yama is dark, and they come and they take you in the dark, and people feel lost because they have lost the body. There is confusion, all this. So I said, Baba, I need to know that you took her in your light, that she didn't go in the dark. And that, so that happened on Monday. And I had this thing in me where I was like, I need to know, Baba, you need to tell me, because I cannot settle with this. And I have a nephew, my eldest brother's eldest son, my first nephew. He lives in Toronto, and he was raised by my mother, his grandmother. He was like totally raised by her. So he was really, really close to my mother. And when she passed away, he was really distraught in Toronto. He was losing his mind. And I told him, just come to me. Come and be with me. Don't be alone. So he got his ticket for Friday of that week. So he was going to fly in on Friday to be with me. And just giving you a little bit of a background, 1 year back of that day, I had introduced him via WhatsApp message to Mahesh Bhaleraoji, who is the caretaker of the Dattatreya in Toronto, Toronto MCB. And Mahesh Bhaleraoji had a very short conversation with my nephew. And after that, they never talked again. It just, didn't work out, whatever. I just wanted my nephew to, meet some people around because he had just moved to Toronto from Delhi. And so he had had a very, very short call with Mahesh Balaraoji 1 year back. So on Thursday, he calls me, my nephew calls me, and he says, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm asking Baba, I need to know. And on Thursday, Mahesh Bhaleraoji calls my nephew, his name is Tapas. He calls Tapas in the morning and tells Tapas that every day when I do Aarti in the morning, I'm having this thought that I should call you. And he said, I don't even know how I remembered your name. And I don't even know how I found your phone number, because they had talked 1 year back, an offhand conversation. He did not know whether he had saved his number or not, or what. And he said, I'm having a feeling. So he was like, on Thursday, he had such a strong feeling. He was like, okay, I should call. So from Monday, he was having the feeling that he should call Tapas. And both Tapas and I were in this state. And I am pestering Baba to give me this sign. And Mohanji's Center of Benevolence, Baba is in Mohanji's Center of Benevolence, Mahesh Bhaleraoji calls. So all this was happening at the same time. And then Tapas ended up going to MCB on Thursday evening. He met Mahesh Bhaleraoji. Mahesh Bhaleraoji gave him one coin that I wanted. And on Friday, he flew here, brought the coin with him. But that incident was transformative on many levels for me, because not just that Baba answered my question, which was really bothering me. I got the answer for that yes, he is with her, with my mother, but also that there is no difference between Mohanji and Baba. And, all this is just one play, one divine play. And all this construct of Mohanji and Baba, in my mind, of being separate is just, just the construct of my mind, and it's not real. And that their energy is the same, which is all operating at a level which obviously I cannot understand. So, and, when I had met Mohanji, met in the sense when I had found out about Mohanji, I met him a couple of years later, actually. But when I had found out about him, the saying that I really liked, that really spoke to me about Mohanji, was that he said, I'm walking with you. I saw one caption somewhere. He said, I'm walking with you. And that was so important to me, because when I asked Baba for Mohanji, when I asked Baba for a living guru, it was only because I wanted somebody who could walk with me. I could ask questions. I could get clarifications, someone who could be there. And all when that incident happened and how that happened, it just made me feel like Mohanji was there walking with me, Baba was there walking with me, and that they're not different, they're the same. So that was one experience that I wanted to share today, to show that. And more experiences have happened since then, which have only solidified. I mean, the mind is a monkey, keeps doubting and keeps coming up with questions, but I have no question in my mind now that they are one and the same, and same divinity is there, and we are beyond fortunate to have them in our life and to have them walk with us, hold our hand, and just provide that that hope and that protection and that blessing. It's like immeasurable. We're very, very lucky to have them in our life. Mohanji, thank you, everyone.
Oh, thank you so much. That I don't know, I feel like that made me a little emotional. I relate to that quite a bit, Vandana, because I myself have come from childhood. I've known Satya Sai Baba, just like how you've had a connection to Shirdi Sai. I've had the connection to Sai Baba, Shirdi Sai, Satya Sai. And I, for years, asked Baba that I need somebody to talk, I need you to talk to in physical. And by then he had passed on. So I, for years, asked, I need to talk to you. I need to, get clarifications. I need somebody to guide and talk to. And it took, I think, close to 7 years of asking before Mohanji showed up. And I mean, I was not asking for another guru for sure. But when I asked, I didn't know what I was asking. I just knew it's not possible for Satya Sai to come back. And yet I knew I needed somebody. But I guess he figured it out through Mohanji.
Yeah.
And what worked for me was Mohanji repeatedly saying that who comes to you, the one who is in front of you, who has come to you, is the one for you. And of course, the silly mind needed to hear that because, I mean, I'm the one who asked for it in the first place. But thank you for sharing that, actually. You're very lucky to have made that peace and recognize them as one. And now through that, understand that maybe all masters are one. Because I think that's really important. Firstly, in my experience, I've seen subtle experiences of where really Mohanji is empty, and that's why, he can have anybody come through him, if that's even the right way of saying that. But what I wanted to ask you was, clearly you have a very strong connection with Mohanji. I'm just using Baba and Mohanji irreplaceably here. And how do you, on a day-to-day basis, keep that connection going? I know I asked something similar to Poonam. What does that look like for you, Vandana? Because I know you're, a working woman, you have responsibilities, you have children. I'm curious because I feel like there are a lot of us women here, and I know everybody here are similarly working women with children. I'm curious how it would be interesting for all of us to know how do you keep that connection with Mohanji? How do you function in your day with that?
I mean, I've seen that with work and with responsibilities, they can take up your entire day. So I decided that I am going to take time out and spend that time on my meditation, my connection with Baba and Mohanji. And I just take time out for that morning as well as evening. Other than that, like Poonam mentioned, reading books, watching whatever YouTube videos come up. Basically remembrance. I think once somebody had asked Mohanji, what does connection mean? And Mohanji said remembrance. And so I really took that to heart, because it is hard to stay connected when you're doing so many things in a day. But it's easy to just connect if you remember. No matter where you are, you can just remember. And by remember, it can be many forms. Sometimes I just, I think, contemplate, just contemplating about some experience or something you read or heard Mohanji say. Contemplation is a very big part of my process to connect. And then all meditate. Mohanji has given so many guided meditations, and you instantly connect with Mohanji because they're all in Mohanji's voice. So those are, many different ways in which one can stay connected, and that's how I do stay connected. And if there are days when I'm not able to take time out, then I try to just stay connected in some other form. It could be chanting. Sometimes I feel I can just chant when I'm doing housework. I can just chant internally. So yeah, just consciously making an effort to remember and connect. Also, I try to incorporate his teachings, which are very hard to put practically, in life, to practice those teachings. And I think if that contemplative aspect is there, and if you're constantly applying the teachings, then you also realize the mistakes you make, and helps you keep on the path as well. So, those are some of the things.
Actually, I'm curious because I've heard Mohanji say this, that when you have a living master, it's much more, or let me rephrase it this way. He says it's much easier to connect to somebody, to a master or a deity or, God, because they're not, let's say a master who's not a guru, who's not in their physical body. So I'm just curious if, since you've connected with Mohanji and you've known Baba for so many years before, what's that? Is there a difference? Is there, because now you have this physical person also. So is there a difference between connecting to Baba, who technically is not in his physical body, but we all know here that he is very much around, but still having Mohanji physically there, like you asked for? Is there a difference? And if there is, what has that been? I'm just curious.
I feel the difference. I feel it's very intense around Mohanji. I don't feel that, not that Baba is not intense. I think with Baba, the relationship is very loving, and it's, I feel it's a little tough around Mohanji, because sometimes your flaws are in the face. When Mohanji is around, you're more conscious of your flaws. If you get angry, or if you are not liking something or someone, you're more aware of it when you're in the presence of a living guru. When you are, I've seen that at the retreat. Even if you're not in front of Mohanji, you know that Mohanji is around, and sometimes it's like getting up early in the morning. So I feel like it can slide with Baba, but when Mohanji is around, you kind of feel that intensity, and you feel like, I need to be more disciplined. I need to not, just the flaws of your flaws, I feel like, become more visible to you. That's just how I
energy
feel.
doubles in front of when you are around him also. Your energy doubles,
Yes, that definitely. And energy doubles. You wonder why I'm going without sleeping any, because sometimes the change in the place, the jet lag and all that, I'm not able to sleep when I go on the East Coast. But you get up in the morning, and you're up and running the whole day, do the whole thing so joyfully, and the energy level gets, you're right, the energy level is
And he reads your mind too.
right,
That's
that's
why
the scary part.
I had
That is
experience in
scary.
sheer day, like when I first met him. I was like, okay, because mind is like, you had to introduce yourself. So I have to keep on saying father and Poonam. I know you. I know Poonam. So he 2-3 times he makes sure, because in my mind, it was like I have to introduce. So we had to be careful. He's reading your mind also.
Yes, you feel like that. Baba is around too. I mean, I catch myself if I am, not incorporating Baba's teachings, but it becomes much more real when you're in front of Mohanji. You feel the intensity so much more.
I suppose a living master um, basically kicks your tamas. There's no
Absolutely.
room. Definitely, there's no room for tamas with Mohanji.
There is no room for tamas. That's right. There is no room. You become aware of it as well, and um, if it's really hard to. And Mohanji, sometimes I have seen that, not with me, but I've seen this happen where Mohanji calls it out. Calls out the person, and I'm like, I don't want to be that person, but you can feel the heat really, when Mohanji calls out something you've done or not doing right. So that also feels like that, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Vandana. I think I genuinely appreciate you sharing your offering. Um, and I think it's important for us to hear more women like you, because you are working, you're handling so many things, and that's kind of inspiring for me to see. And through this, even I felt like, part of my journey was validated through your experience. So thank you for that, because that's something even I go back and forth with, because like I said, I come from being with Satya Sai. Actually, I wanted to open it up to anybody if you had any questions for the wonderful women, or if you yourselves want to share from your lives anything that is, as an offering to Mohanji. Now is a wonderful time because I really had fun. If anybody has any questions, if not, I hope everybody can join us for the rest of the week. We're going to have something every day. So tomorrow we have the Sai Baba meditation, and Friday on Mohanji's birthday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. EST, Feb 23rd, we'll also be having some lovely programs for Mohanji's birthday. So hope everybody can join back online. Yeah, so no questions, then again, I really wanted to thank. Did you have any question, Uncle?
No, I just wanted to thank Poonam and Vandana for the sharing of the experience. And I can say for myself that, it's becoming lighter as time goes by. I can feel the lightness, definitely. And Mohanji has taught so many things. I mean, every time, every sentence of his is very intense and means a lot. So if you follow his teachings, you are going to be lighter and achieve your goals in life, definitely.
I have to say, Kumar Uncle and Anita Auntie, it's so lovely to see you always everywhere with so much enthusiasm, participating and really following Monji's teachings and just being so open. I've always, that's why I think I connected with you guys when we met in September last year. It's really, you really inspire both, both of you really inspire me. So thank you. Thank you for sharing and showing up today.
You, lots of hug to you. I miss you here in Michigan.
I know we miss Michigan too.
We'll meet sometime. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. If hope everyone has a lovely evening, and thank you again for joining.
Thank you for hosting. Thank you for your time.
No, of course. Again, thank you so much, Vandana and Poonam. Really, this meant a lot, and thank you for everybody for being here. Lots of love, Jai Mohanji.
Namaste.